Hey girlies, it's your girl Haley's in a room and I am back with another freaking video, a long awaited video at that. I hope you guys are doing good. And also before I start, I do want to say what's up to my new subscribers because I'm finally at 1,090 subscribers and I didn't get to do a whole 1K subscribers, celebration or anything because I'm about to tell you how life been lifing. But I do want to say thank you for subscribing. Thank you for joining my journey. And a lot of you guys came from my nail business videos, so we are going to get to talking about that. I'm going to give you guys an update on everything right here, right now. Real tea, real time, real transparent, real vulnerable. Yeah, we here with it today. So I'm going to start off by saying that my last upload isn't up anymore. So my last upload is way longer than my actual last upload. I took it down because that was my moving in series, my empty apartment tour, and I felt like it was kind of rushed. I felt like it wasn't my best work. I didn't like how I looked in the video as well, so I had to take it down. But that was my last upload, me moving into my own apartment at 21 years old. And really starting and embarking on a new journey. And y'all, that was when life really took a turn. I won't say a turn for the worse, because it's all lesson, it's all learning, it's all everything. I'm still in my apartment, by the way, by God's will. I still got to get everything done. I still am in a comfortable space in my life. So I do want to start there. Like, I'm good, I'm fine now, y'all. But once I moved is when I started seeing the world in a different view. So, and a lot of things started happening. I felt like I was in spiritual warfare really bad. Because before I moved in my apartment, I was in church. I was doing my Bible study. I was with the Lord. I was giving him praise and worship every day because I was in a space where I needed to get out of my home. So all I had was God. I had to pray to him. I had to do my due diligence to make sure me and God was locked in real bad. But when I moved into my apartment, I was far away from my church that I was at. And then also something happened at the church that kind of drew me away from the church. So I can't really blame my location on why I'm not going to church, because if you really want to do it, you'll do it, baby. So I can't make no excuse. But something did transpire at the church where I just felt like I wanted to find a new church, but I never really found a new church for real. And I never started looking or anything. And I kind of started falling off my journey with God. Like when I moved into my apartment, my routines was off. I wasn't, consistent with every routine that I had. Everything was just thrown off. I was just kind of getting used to being on my own, getting used to being in my own apartment. I started indulging in drinking heavily, like smoking heavily. Like, it was a lot. Although I still do those things, it's not at the pace where I was doing in the beginning, where when I first moved in, girl, every day I was taking a shot, drinking every day. Like, I was whatless. But I was still going to work. I was still doing my thing. And then I had lost my job, which I don't want to talk too much on. It was my favorite job. It was my grown woman job. It was just that job. Like, I was so happy there. But honestly, I don't want to disclose why I lost my job. I don't want to disclose it yet because I'm shameful of it. I'm embarrassed of it. And spiritual warfare was at an all-time high. And my emotions and my mindset was just not being controlled by my higher self, not being controlled in the likeness of God. It was just, yeah. So around a few months after I got my apartment, I lost my job. And I don't want to disclose too much in this video too, because I don't know if somebody's wishing bad on me. I don't want to give them that victory. Well, regardless, there's no victory that anybody could ever get from my situation, because I'm out that situation and God still got me. I just had to lock back in. I had to go back to what fulfilled me the most. I had to, maneuver my life to make it back to where it was, because nothing against me shall prosper, baby. So I don't even care about that. But simply, I'm not disclosing that just because I'm not ready to disclose why I lost my job. So I lost my job. I was panicking. I was just like, how am I gonna survive? Like, I was going through it. So Then after that, was picking up little jobs. I started working at Chick-fil-A for like a week. I only lasted there a week because I noticed that I can't go back to food service. It just brought me back so much from being a teenager, like where my first job was McDonald's, and I was working there for like a year, and it just wasn't vibing with what I was trying to do. So, and I tried to make it work for the sake of I need to pay bills, but it just couldn't happen. It was not happening. Then after that, I took a chill pill, and I was just like, I found my voice in God again, because I noticed that at a point I was just so eager to pay my bills that I was just doing anything, okay? And I started noticing, and I started looking at my life as a whole, where it was just like everything that I lost was because it was not of God. I still have my apartment because God put me in this place. God put me in a place where I needed my own, and I needed that peace, I needed that serenity. So I know that this came from God. But everything that did not come from God, and I still do not, I did believe at a point that that job came from God, but it came for a season, not for anything permanent. You know, I was tested and I was trialed in that job, and I failed. So, you know, God had to take that away from me because I wasn't being obedient, and I wasn't working how I was supposed to work, and I wasn't having the mindset of how I was supposed to work. So, yeah, so anything that was not of God, I was just losing. I couldn't get back on my YouTube channel because I was surrounding it off of, I made this is of me, but anything I'm doing, I wanted it to be of God, because I was starting to notice I was trying to be an influencer. I was trying to get on the gram. I was trying to get the wig deals. I was trying to get back on YouTube. I was trying to do the TikTok. And everything was just not working. And the whole plot of that was because I was thinking that I was in control of everything when I was not in control of anything in my life. The Most High, my Lord, the Father, He's in control of everything. So once I let go of being so in control and let me and God co-create, I started realizing other ways that I can do things, but with God and not of myself, but us co-creating together. So I did want to change my YouTube channel around to where I'm serving God's purpose for me. I'm serving my mission. I'm living out in my prosperity through my YouTube channel and doing things that, you know, show who I intend to be every day. So I had to rearrange all of my platforms. I had to plan. It was a lot of planning. It was a lot of thinking. It was a lot of journaling. It was a lot of praying. And then also my businesses. We're going to get to that in a few, but I do want to, you know, go bit by bit. So I'm not having y'all all around the world while we're talking about this. So I had to plan out. I had to see how me and God can co-create on my platforms, how me and God can co-create in my 9-to-5s. So then, I did started to notice that I did need ways to pay my bills, but I also wanted to pray on it. God, if it's your will for me to work this 9-to-5, then allow that to be your will and allow it to happen for me and happen to me. So then I started working at Foot Locker, which I love. Like, I love Foot Locker. Like, I never knew that I would like a retail job and just be cooling, but I like working there. And then I'm also in the process of working to become a paraprofessional. I'm going through, it's a long process to work with the DOE, so I'm gonna have 2 jobs under my belt, and God granted me with being nominated by a school to be a para for their school. So that was very good, and I'm in the works of that right now. As far as my businesses, as my skincare business, 444 Luxury Skin, and my nail business, Top Notch Claws, I was so unmotivated to the point where I felt so stagnant. I would watch my old YouTube videos, and still to now I get a little emotional. I would watch my old YouTube videos from when I had Hope's Dollhouse, my first ever brand. That was just me stepping into the business entrepreneur life world, and I was doing my damn thing. Like, I saw resilience, I saw integrity, I saw strength, I saw obedience, I saw ambition. I saw everything in that girl that was the owner and the CEO of Hope's Dollhouse. And it was just like, I noticed that it's so hard for me to get back to her. It's so hard for me to find strength in my businesses, to rule over my fears, to get over my fears, to get out of my own way, like to be dedicated, to be obedient, to be consistent. That was a big thing, and it's still a big thing in my life where I'm trying to master is consistency. Because I know that even right now I'm posting this video and you guys are watching and you're probably thinking, or this is probably my own fear speaking over me, but like, oh, she always say she gonna come back, and then she posts her little 2 videos and then it's deuces, and it's just like I'm not looking reliable. And that's what I beat myself up about all the time. Like, I want to show up as reliable because that's who I want to be, but it's so easier said than done. And I need to stand on business. I need to stand on what I need to get done and really show who I intend to be on an everyday basis. I can't be sleeping all day, being lazy, procrastinating, and that's not showing who I intend to be. So why not wake up every day and show up as the person that you intend to be every day? So, and this is a word for not just myself, hustle culture that we live in, and then in this world where we feel like we're moving so slow and everybody's at a faster pace. This is a word for all of us. I'm not the only person going through this. I'm not the only person feeling this. And it's just always like, I gotta be on the next big thing. Even when I got my apartment, I gave God my grace. I gave him my gratitude, but it was momentarily. Once I was like 2 weeks in, I was already looking for the next big milestone to accomplish. And it's just like, girl, sit down. You just got your own apartment at 21. You just broke a generational curse. You just did your big one. You can sit in that grace, and you can be graceful with yourself and God, and just sit in that blessing that he gave you, because he didn't have to give this to me. I could have still been where I was, you know. So it's like I'm so hard on myself, and I feel like this is the Leo in me. I'm always trying to do the next big thing. I'm always trying to be at the top. I'm always trying to do this, but it's like now I'm learning the two biggest thing is consistency, being graceful, and also being dedicated. And also showing up has been coming to me a lot. Showing up as who you intend to be. You cannot let your fears take over. And this is me speaking to myself, but to the camera, but to y'all. You know, like it's just so many things that I was going through my head. And then also when I get in my head too much about not feeling worthy enough to be on these platforms, not feeling worthy enough to live out in my dreams, I indulge in madness, and I let spiritual warfare take over. And most times I do not win, and that's okay. I'm not a perfect human, but I do want to learn to be obedient enough that I can use my discernment to know that this is fear taking over, this is the devil trying to come over you, or this is not good for you. And know what's good for me, and when I should react, when I should take action, and when I should just sit down and listen, or sit down and be quiet. Because not all the time you're in a season of going to do your next big thing. Sometimes you're just in a season of sitting back, observing, basking in, taking your time to plan, taking your time to do things. So it was a lot of things that took me away from my platforms, me being on Instagram, me being on YouTube, me doing my nail business. So now it is a new month. It's November 3rd, and since November 1st, I just felt this burst of energy, this burst of inspiration. And usually I do feel that when it's a new start, a new month, a new year. I always feel a burst of energy. But this one is different. It's like I got up, and ever since November 1st, and I know it's only the 3rd, but usually it only takes me one day to fall off track. Okay? Ever since November 1st, I wake up and I show up as who I intend to be. Last night, I have my hair planner right here. Yeah, I had this planner from since before I even moved out of my old apartment with my mother. And ask me if I really touched it. Ask me if I actually planned out content. No. But last night, I sat and I planned out every single content that I'm going to be doing for the whole month of November. I actually did the calendar part. Like, I did my big one. I did what I needed to do. I'm applying myself to the goals and what I need to do, but with the grace of God. If God tell me sit down today and stop working so hard and not film today, that's what I'm going to do. But when I do have those chances where I feel like I need to take action and I need to apply that pressure to be who I want to be, then I am going to get up and go do it. But and then also I was going through identity crisis, because when you're in your healing journey, because remember, I'm still healing from a lot of things that I do not speak about, and that I do want to be transparent and vulnerable with you guys furthermore on my channel about. I'm still healing. So healing is a virtue, and it's just like when you're healing, you lose so many parts of yourself that you once resonated with that no longer belong to you. So it's just like seeing myself back then and seeing myself now. Sometimes it's hard to believe, like, what happened to that girl? And sometimes I miss parts of who I used to be, but parts of who I used to be cannot live in where I'm going right now. So I've been going through that. It's just so many mental battles that I'm going through that I had to evaluate, assess before I got on and shown a pretty face and showing knowledge to y'all. And I'm not my 100% best self, and I feel like I never want to come on here and fake nothing for nobody. There's already enough of that. There's a billion YouTubers that you could watch if you just want hair videos, if you just want makeup tutorials, if you just want a weekly vlog of them doing retail therapy and living that life of luxury, and their life is just looking so beautiful. But I want to show y'all my vulnerable self, me at my raw, me stripped from my bare. I don't want to be one of those. I want to show y'all me as a whole, because that all correlates into my purpose. Those trials and tribulations that God put me through, I want y'all to see, because nobody wants to show y'all the down and dirty part. They only want to show y'all the glitz and glamour. But on this channel, I want to be real. I am a business owner. I am an entrepreneur. I'm an aspiring nail tech. I want to take those things serious, but I also want to be graceful with myself. I want to be real. I want to show y'all different parts of me. So don't come on this channel expecting to just see nail business videos, and then if you don't see that, you ready to unsubscribe. That means it's not genuine, and you could go ahead and unsubscribe. That's fine. But I want to show y'all all aspects of my life. I want to be real. I want to be vulnerable with y'all. I want to show y'all what I want to show y'all, not what I feel like I'm forced to show y'all, unless I'm gonna lose subscribers, you know. Like, no, I want to be me. I want to be real. I want to live out in my purpose. I want to show y'all who God is co-creating with me to bring to the world. I don't want to be that. I don't want to feel so beat up and so hung up on, oh, I gotta look so good if I want to post a video. I want to come on here with my bonnet, no makeup on, lashes off, looking beat down, just woke up, and feel confident in that, and not feel like, oh, they're gonna be looking at me a certain way. There's multiple times during my time where I haven't been uploading that I've actually been filming videos, and then I would look at the video and I don't feel happy with how I look. I don't feel like y'all are gonna take me as I am, and sometimes it's just like, yeah, yeah, we're not gonna go too deep, because I just felt myself about to really, you know, cry. But we're not gonna bask in my insecurities, okay? I'm gonna overcome that. I'm gonna show up as who I am and who I intend to be every time, you know. So I am back on YouTube, and I'm not gonna tell y'all I'm gonna be consistent. I'm not gonna tell y'all that. I'm just gonna show y'all through my work. I'm gonna show y'all through what I plan. I'm gonna show y'all through what I set out for myself, because I can no longer just talk about what I'm gonna do or talk about how I'm gonna show up, because a talker is a talker. But when you actually talk, when you actually do and you actually show, you don't gotta talk, because your work speaks for yourself. So I'm gonna show y'all what I'm gonna be doing, what I'm gonna bring to YouTube. I'm gonna show y'all. So I have no words to say and sit here and plead like, oh guys, I'm back. I'm not doing that no more. This is not that video. If you want that video, go watch the old me. This is the new me. And I'm standing on business, but I'm standing on action. I'm not talking. I'm not telling y'all the next moves. Y'all just gonna see the next moves. And that's me. That's me, y'all. I don't want to make this thing too long. I want to keep my thing brief. And just know, I'm wishing you guys prosperity, abundance, happiness, discernment, being graceful with yourself, being patient with yourself, you know. And I hope that you guys will stay long enough to see the rest of my journey on YouTube, and the genuine people will stay, and those that are not genuine will go, and that's fine. I don't lose nothing. I don't lose nothing. Okay. But if you did like this video, Give this video a thumbs up. And if you did like this video even more, hit that subscribe button if you want to stay tuned on my journey. And drop something in the comment section. How have you guys been feeling? Rate yourself from a 1 through 10. Let me know, T, how have y'all been feeling deeply off the surface, underlying, in the soul, in the body, in the mind? How have y'all been feeling, so we can create a safe space, a safe community, and let that just be that, you know. But bye, y'all. I'm gonna see y'all in my next video.